Alright, welcome back everyone, Zaf here, and the title is not clickbait. I'm being dead serious. Netmarble is literally getting sued, and you can see from his community post right here on the Korean forum, this individual is saying I'm going to sue Netmarble, and let me go ahead and translate this just so you can understand. As you can see, I'm going to sue Netmarble from the last Yusohyun update, the exaggeration of them being the strongest damage dealer, up to today's submarine patch. I'm assuming this just refers to the hunter changes that were incorrectly applied based on the error for Jiwoo, Emma, and also Libora. This is all consumer fraud. I intend to proceed with litigation. Those who agree with me, class action lawsuit, please leave a comment, I'll leave a message. And if we go down here, you can see we have some comments. I will fully cover the costs associated with hiring a lawyer. And as you can see with their comment here as well, we are already in discussions with streamers and YouTubers, not me. I'm not included in this, but I'm very curious. And they had another post as well, with some support, cheering you on, rooting for you, and referring Netmarble to Nexon. And if you don't know, Nexon is one of the most shady game developers ever. I played their games. Nexon is shady, but I don't think it's too fair, based on the experiences we've had with Soul Loving Arise and Netmarble, to compare them to the likes of Nexon. I cheer for you, and also some other interesting comments. These guys don't even reveal the artifact drop rates, so I have to give them a hard time, and you can see they said right here, you are violating the probability disclosure law, where gacha games do have to mention the rates for their drops, though I know for gachas they have to, but for dungeons I'm not too familiar. Maybe some of the comments can let me know. And then we have some other comments. Well, if you disclose it, how do you know the probability is true? It can be fabricated. You only end up disclosing the number, but in reality, it's something else. The fact that I got 8 blessings and 8 greeds based on Vulcan drop rates, it's probably manipulation. And you know that drives the question, honestly speaking, Vulcan drop rates are pretty gross. I hardly get cursed, and I know a lot of people have mentioned this before, but again, small sample size, we can't say for sure. And then some other comments here. So what are my thoughts and what drove all of this to happen? As you know, Netmarble made a small boo-boo. And just real quick, a big congrats to Dizzy and also David C for being the first commenter in the last 2 videos. Here is your shout out, and enjoy your very exclusive Discord roles. They basically nerfed Emma and also Jiwoo, resulting in some community backlash to say the least. But I honestly think I have a different view. I think everyone went straight to their throats way too quickly. Again, I'm being very neutral in my view. I'm not taking either side. I could just easily say, oh, Netmarble is so bad, everyone get on my side, with pitchforks in the background, though I'm actually someone who wants to sit down and kind of think about what's going on. Because if we go to the recent patch that we had, that being on July 31st, if we go down, and if you just take a look and realize, I'm going through all the hunter buffs we just had. And no, Netmarble didn't pay me to say this. Now we land on Emma. We landed on her buffs from the recent patch. She got a 7.77% fire damage increase to her passive details once she reaches 15 instances, so that's 1 buff, and also 1 more buff at advancement tier 3. She starts off with 5 stacks of heat absorption when entering the stage, so some buffs right there. And then we randomly got a secret hidden nerf of 5% HP, which still is actually less than the buffs she got. The buffs are still higher, go figure. So what a weird change. Now, Netmarble has stated this was a mistake. You can see right here the issue just came from past test data applying to the current update instead of just staying in that test environment. And while focusing on the confirmed changes during the update, sufficient verification was not conducted on parts outside the targeted items. They're sorry and provided tons of compensation. So 7,000 essence stones in total, 3,000 for everyone, and then 2,000 each for the hunters that were effective if you had them, which a lot of people don't have anyways. But I have to say I still don't understand the community backlash. There are other pressing issues, but to have this be the main issue, I'm not sure if I completely agree. There are honestly other issues that are more impactful, and everyone does have to remember, Netmarble just went back and buffed Yusohyun, they buffed Wu, and I have to say they buffed Wu to insane amounts. You have to remember, the devs could have just released another hunter. I've mentioned this before. Why not just go ahead and release another windbreaker instead of buffing the current one we already have? That's not very profitable. So the Wu buffs came in, the Choi buffs came in as well, and yet no one's praising the devs for doing such an amazing job providing buffs to all these hunters we already got months ago. Instead, we're going to focus on one potential accident that occurred. Maybe I'm being too nice, maybe I'm just paid off, which I'm not, I'm totally kidding, but I think we have to be a bit more genuine. They did make a mistake. I do have to say it is a strange mistake. Why were they messing with the HP increase? Why were they messing with the break effectiveness? I can't say for sure. I'm out of the loop, no idea, and so are all of us. We just have to make sure for the future that these issues do not occur again, and I can tell you right now, I highly doubt that'll happen based on how mad people got from this recent mistake. So I'm kind of curious what everyone thinks. Is this lawsuit reasonable? Is Netmarble being a scumbag company? Or are we just overreacting? I'm not too sure. I'm kind of a neutral party. I'm more of an observer. I like to just state the facts. I don't want to speculate. I do not want to make outrageous claims. My motto is, of course, innocent until proven guilty. And I don't think Netmarble is guilty, at least not in this case. Though with the battlefield time and those traces of shadow, that was a very, very slimy move. How dare they remove them from the shop? I really hope they add it back in. I am not a fan. They completely wiped it from the shop, and as people have mentioned, they added new packages for the Traces of Shadow, so I'm not a fan of that, but excluding all the other issues, this issue right here could be chalked up to a mistake, so please don't cut the devs by the throat. We do have to give them a chance. Please go ahead and play these other gacha games. I can tell you right now, Netmarble is much nicer, at least for Soul Leveling Arise, compared to all these other games I've played in the past. Netmarble has been doing a good job, so let's just give them a tiny bit of encouragement. Not too much, don't let it get to their heads, but I think we can say we're all enjoying the game. Mistakes are bound to happen, I've seen it before. They gave out compensation, they remedied them ASAP, and they've been buffing our hunters, our blessing stones, everything's getting buffed. So one little nerf that was an accident really shouldn't break our trust towards the devs. Well, that's just me. I'm one content creator, one dude, just voicing my opinion. I'm a very fair and forgiving individual. I am Canadian, so I guess the maple syrup in my veins is making me kinder than the rest, I don't know. But I do think a lawsuit is potentially pushing it, but they do make a good point with the disclosures not being there. What's the RNG like for those artifacts? We don't actually know. So we'll have to see how this plays out. 8 blessings and 8 greeds, I feel you there. And the artifacts upset luck, I'll be honest, it's very fishy. I feel like I get more bad artifacts than good, but again, that is just my small sample size. We don't know for sure. We just have to play the game and assume everything is going right. But yeah, that should be it for today's video. Do let me know in the comments. Was the reaction the community had over the top, or was it fair? Do you think the devs should get some leeway for their first major mishap? And what about the lawsuit? Do you think it's fair? Are you going to back it? Are you going to join the class action? We'll have to see. A lot to unpack for sure, so I want to see the viewers' opinions. And as usual, do subscribe for more content like this. Make sure you drop a like, and do stay tuned for more Soul Leveling Rise content. This was Zaf signing out.